Let our service begin.
Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie, Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie, Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie. Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus, Gaudeamus Hodie, Hodie.
My name is Rebecca Fricke. I am the Director of Religious Education for just a little bit longer. And I am going to call us to worship again with these words from Reverend Dr. Hope Johnson. We are one, a diverse group of proudly kindred spirits, here not by coincidence, but because we choose to journey together. We are active and proactive. We care deeply. We live our love as best we can. We are one, working, eating, laughing, playing, singing, storytelling, sharing, and rejoicing, getting to know each other, taking risks, opening up, questioning, seeking, searching, trying to understand, struggling, making mistakes, paying attention, asking questions, listening, living our answers, learning to love our neighbors, learning to love ourselves, apologizing and forgiving with humility, being forgiven through grace, creating the beloved community together. We are one. Come, let us worship.
These children stay with me for almost 5 years, some of them, and I've known these children for the majority of their lives at this point. I'm going to try to be very unemotional about this, but it's really hard. This is their first step in learning how to be part of a bigger community, and this is a responsibility. So that's really what we're celebrating, is that first step into this bigger community. All right, so if you are a graduating preschooler, please come up, and also my two helpers, Wally and Aaliyah. Is that going to work? Yeah. So actually, if we include the two children here from last year, all these children the graduating class of the pandemic. So this is kind of amazing, yeah. You guys worked really hard. So you hold that. All right, Adar, come on up. Here, and you're gonna hand him that. Here we go. Look over. You don't have to pick it up. Here, come over all the way, honey. All right. Here, face over, because Mom's gonna take a picture right there. Thanks. All right, and then sit back down. Adar, Mac first. Thank you for graduating with us. 5 years. All right, Wally, come on up. All right, Ezra Rundle. Ezra Rundle, come over right here. Yep, all the way. You're gonna go see Wally. Carefully. All the way. Well, you can give it to Ezra too.
Are we gonna bring it home?
Yep. There we go. That is Ezra Rundle, graduating preschooler. Thank you. All right. You stand up. Okay. All right. Zaya Brennan. Please stand up. All right. Face your audience. Zaya Brennan. Thank you. Oh, that's our last one. Okay. This is, there we go. Letty Wheeler, please stand up. Okay, whoops, Wally. As Letty Dewar Wheeler, graduating preschooler. And our last preschooler who was present, Clara Herman. Over, all the way down, all the way down. She doesn't want to. Sorry, Ashley tried. And this is for Hadrian William, who is not here, but he worked really hard, and he's in Mexico probably having a really great time right now. All right.
Letty, you want to stand up and help? Ezra? Yeah, stand up.
Yeah, who's good at zippers?
Yeah, somebody should be.
Adar, help by him.
All the way up. Okay. All right, we'll see how this goes.
Okay. So we can say, Dr. Jacy!
Woo, Dr. Jacy!
Thank you so much. Oh, really? Like right now.
Okay, thank
All right, thank you. So make sure you have your diplomas, guys, and then you can.
Spirit of life. We gather this day to mark the transitions and milestones in our lives, to witness each other's, thank you, to witness each other's journeys in love. We give thanks for the children of this congregation, for their vibrance, joy, and holy ruckus. We open our hearts to the youth bridging in our congregation and other congregations into their young adulthood. We honor the less remarked milestones in our community, ending the school year, watching children move away from home, downsizing to smaller housing, welcoming or saying goodbye to a pet. We celebrate the achievements of life and celebrate that we have the freedom to be our true selves. Spirit of life, we know that not all important things are happy. Sometimes changes make us sad or scared or angry. We know that when we don't feel okay, we still have one another to listen, to hug, to love one another as we are. Help us work for a world that is more fair, more kind, and more loving. Spirit of life, you remind us to love the people around us and those far away. We remember on this Race Amity Day that the human family is one, that we share one planet and one destiny, that we need one another. In the name of love, in the name of everything true and good, we open our hearts today. Blessed be. Amen. At this time, I'd like to invite any young adults, meaning 18 to 35, no matter how young you feel, up here to the front of the sanctuary to welcome Addie into young adulthood. Okay. And Addie, Sue, and Elliot, can you take your place at the far end of the aisle? Okay. Addie Kelly, we welcome you to young adulthood. This ritual is known as bridging among UU congregations, the transition from youth to young adult. Whether you keep Amherst as your home base or go far away, one end of your bridge will always connect here. You are known and loved and welcome among us. We will celebrate your triumphs and offer you comfort. This congregation, which loved you as a child and a youth, will love you as an adult wherever your path may lead. So I invite you to come forward and join the young adults. Yay! Okay, Addie, for you, we are giving you a chalice and a small book to remind you that you carry the light of this congregation everywhere you go. And there's also some ritual water from our water communion at the beginning of the year in there for you to take wherever you need. If you need more, I have so much backed up. And I want to warn you that it wasn't that yellow when I put it in the vial, but the corks have stained the water. So that's why I'm giving you yellow water. Addie. And what a thrill to have all of these young adults among us today. I'm so excited you're here.
When I first stepped into the UUSA, I had never been part of any sort of religious institution before. I can distinctly remember sitting looking at my husband, Tom, a former Lutheran, with a look that said, "You want me to do this every Sunday?" On our walk home, Tom explained that I shouldn't make any sort of judgment about the place or the people until I had attempted it for 6 months. 6 months later, we had become regular attendees. I was used to the hymns, the rhythm of the services, the length of the sermons, and most importantly, I enjoyed being in this community. Now, after 7 years as your DRE, I'm stepping back into the pews to become a regular member of this congregation. As DRE, I had the unique opportunity to work with the same people who drew me into this place, as well as the many new families who have joined the UUSA and the RE program. I've also had the pleasure of working with 4 ministers, 2 office administrators, 2 music directors, and Jacy, our most dedicated preschool teacher. So what have I learned? Every summer, I would make a RE calendar similar to the minister's calendar. This calendar reduces the year to a list of 42 Sunday dates, and I can tell you this process makes a year feel really short. It feels even shorter when you consider that those 42 days represent about 42 hours in person. Yes, as DRE, I had about 42 hours a year to try to help people feel like they belong, that they matter, that they can rely on the UUSA to help them seek their truth. And 42, that doesn't include all the committees or the extra fun events. Since my time is short, I thought I would summarize some of the things I've learned as DRE. Remember, the top 10 lists were popular so long ago. Well, these are not in any particular order, but I promise that I will end with the best of the best of the best. 1, ministers are people. As I said, I have worked with 4 in the last 7 years, so I think I can let you know with some certainty, ministers are people. They have feelings just like the rest of us. They get tired, they get overwhelmed, but when all ministers are caring and sharing people who love to talk about the hard questions, which we all need to think about throughout our lives. Our RE children, number 2, our RE children often know more about what it means to be a UU than many adults who sit in the pews. They should be asked their opinions more often. Number 3, multi-generational worship and events are precious. They make people feel good about themselves and being here. Number 4, the congregation generously supports RE and has for as long as I can remember. But financial support is only one piece of the puzzle. Our families are our future. We need to make an effort to get to know these young children and parents, even if, or especially because, they don't have time for committee work. 5, just like habits are hard to break, it is hard to reimagine our traditions. And yet our traditions need to adapt and change in order to become more welcoming. Remember, your comfort is not necessarily why we gather in this place. We should all be asking, who isn't in this sanctuary and why? 6, in the past 2 years, we have learned it is important to prioritize. Our biggest challenge is to convince our members, our youth, and our children to fit the UUSA into their busy schedules. 7, committees should consider themselves ministries. I know that's sort of a big thing to say. It is amazing how one word can shift a group's perspective on the work that needs to be done and also on how the work should be done. 8, planning a Sunday service is one of the most meaningful activities you can do here in this place and for this place. The process of thinking about the music, the spoken words, creating space for silence, and considering how to get the message of beloved community is incredibly meaningful. 9, change is hard, but it can be exciting. Every week I meet with Reverend Rachel, and when we were finished with the nitty-gritty details, we often discussed ways we could grow and push ourselves as a congregation. Most often, we did not come to any conclusions, but we had fun spinning the web of ideas. And 10, and finally, as I promised, the most important takeaway from my time here, be grateful. I am grateful, for everyone who was here before me, with me, and who will be in this place in the future. These past few years were hard. They were really hard. But here we are. Here I am. And I'm so grateful for the time I have spent in this position. But I'm also grateful to be stepping away and making room for our new DRE's leadership. Thank you. Thank you. And I have a whole bunch of thank yous, but I think because of the time, I want to just thank quickly the RE ministry for working through this really hard, challenging time. And I have something for you, so come find me at the end. And also I would like to thank Dia Pavel for showing up in the fall when I couldn't be there to be Jacy's second, and Lauren Croce, and Tom Fricke, and Maura Whalen, and Allison Bull for leading OWL this spring. It was hard, but you pushed us all through it, and we got it done. So I have some thank yous for you.
He has a thank you for Rebecca as well. So, okay.
Rebecca.
Here,
Rebecca, on behalf of the children, members of the RE committee, and the entire congregation, we present you with this book. Thank you for all of your hard work.
And Gwen has made this beautiful wooden chalice for you. So thank you so much for all that you have given to all of us for all these years. Yeah.
So, I am representing the board, and talking with Rachel and talking with Ann, my co-president, we thought a perfect gift would be a rose bush. All the roses that Rebecca has given babies and those coming of age kids, all the roses, a rose bush, a perfect symbolic gift. But then I did some research, and I realized that in New England, roses need lots of attention, unless they're a beach rose, which also needs attention because it grows everywhere. So I went to the garden place, and I looked around, and I found an astilbe. An astilbe is the perfect gift for Rebecca because it can handle drought, it loves to get real wet, it likes bad soil, and it has this beautiful feathery flower on top of this deep green, lovely leaf. So Rebecca, enjoy this astilbe.
Because next up we have the DRE Transition Covenant. And Andrew, can you bridge forward, I suppose, and join us? Okay. Yeah, okay. We have two scripts between us. Okay, at this time of transition, it is important to celebrate Rebecca's time as DRE and to welcome Andrew into the position of Director of Religious Education. Rebecca will not be leaving us, but she will be taking time to step back and allow space for Andrew and the congregation to connect and establish new ways of being together. As minister, I promise to help Rebecca transition to life as a regular member of this congregation. And I promise to support Andrew's leadership as Director of Religious Education.
I promise to have firm boundaries. For 2 years, I will not participate in any committee work, and I will not talk about anything related to religious education. I will direct all questions and comments to Andrew and the RE ministry and Reverend Rachel.
So, would the congregation speak the next part with me?
Let's see, they're going to get the slide up for us.
And we, the congregation of the UUSA, promise to respect Rebecca and Andrew's new roles. We will allow Rebecca to find her seat in the pews without any further responsibilities for 2 years. And we will support Andrew's leadership as the new Director of Religious Education.
I joyfully take on the role of Director of Religious Education at the UUSA.
So the kids worked really hard today to help me decorate this key. And this is a very big key, but it fits a lot of doors here.
And I have something very important for Rebecca. It is a 2-year get out of committees free card. And so she will have that for unlimited use for 2 years to not serve on any committees.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We are so glad that you are here. And this is my last service for this year, so I want to say to all of you, thank you for a beautiful year of running through so many changes of direction, being flexible and stalwart and charming and beautiful. I'm so glad to be your minister. Okay. Two more things. See, I got a list from Rebecca. Number 1, go in peace. Number 2, let's dance.